Denley bowls, and that's full and straight, hit into the onside. Crawley runs the first one hard, but the sub fielder Calvin does well. And just, I don't know if you saw while you were off air, Joe Weatherly went off after being hit quite hard on the hand by Zach Crawley.
Really?
So the sub fielder is now on. So fingers crossed for Hampshire fans. Joe Weatherly, the man in form, we don't want him to maybe have a fractured finger.
This ground's cursed, isn't it? Everyone gets injured here.
In comes Shaheen to Crawley. That's full driven through the offside. That was a conventional cricket shot that has gone over the rope, and Crawley moves to 86. 1-3-1 for 1.
I think you have good players, don't you? You have good players, and you have good players of seam bowling and quick bowling. But this lad has, Shine Afridi is quick. He's a very, very quick bowler, upwards 90 miles an hour. And this lad Crawley has so much time. And that just shows how good and how better he is than some of the batters around the country. He has so much time against very good bowlers.
And comes Shaheen again to Crawley. That's whipped away onto the onside. That is a massive 6. That's almost top row of the stands to the right for those who know the Ageas Bowl. And he moves now to 92. 1-3-7 for 1.
I mean, what do you say about that shot, apart from unbelievable? That's world-class, that. I mean, that is an unbelievable cricket shot. He's bowled, as I said before, he's bowling quick, he's bowling good pace, and Zach Crawley, he's playing a different game out there.
Certainly is. It just sounds different, doesn't it, when the ball hits Zach Crawley's bat. So Shaheen's now coming left arm over the wicket to Crawley. Not sure that will faze him at the moment. He's on 92 as Shaheen bowls Yorker. That's a fantastic delivery.
It's quick.
1-3-7 for 1.
What are you doing next over, Mason Crane?
It's got to be.
Has to be, doesn't it? Got to make a play now, James Vince in Hampshire. Have to take a wicket, because Kent are going to win this game with 2 overs to go at the minute.
And exactly as you said, Vince needs to go to Crane. Just go attacking, get me that wicket.
I'd be tempted to bring him on from this end, to try and buy a wicket and get him to hit to the short side and try and get a wicket that way.
In comes Shaheen to Denley bowls. He almost thinks about 2 shots there. I think that was a slower ball, but pushed into the offside for a single. Denley moves to 28.
What's Crawley thinking here? Singles to 100, or is he going all out boundaries?
I just don't think as you said earlier, I don't think he's thinking.
I don't think he's thinking anything.
He's just watching the ball and hitting it.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Wherever he wants to hit it, the ball goes and goes very quickly at the moment. This Shaheen, top of the mark. International bowler, Shaheen Afridi. What can he do here for Hampshire as he bowls to Crawley? That's driven down the ground. They come through for a quick single. Chris Wood does the fielding. He moves to 94. 140 for 1. Just one boundary now away is Zach Crawley to 100. What a fine knock it's been.
It has. I mean, obviously people, if they're not watching on the stream and just listening on the radio, it's worth watching the highlights tonight or tomorrow, because Zach Crawley has been unbelievable here. He's playing a completely different game to any other batter that's batted today, and he's showing his class. So
listening here on BBC Radio Kent, BBC Radio Solent and BBC Radio 5 Live Extra, listening to what is a hell of an innings here. We're very lucky here to be able to watch this innings from Zach Crawley, especially if you're a Kent fan, as Mason Crane has come into the attack as we predicted, as Crawley bowls and Crane bowls. Reverse sweep, that's 4 runs. You just can't bowl anywhere to this man. He moves now to 98, 140 for 1.
Pull the stumps up. Come in now. I mean, what can you do there? I mean, he's just taking the mick. James Vince has moved one of his points to mid-wicket to try and stop that easy 2 or easy single into the leg side. And Zach Crawley has just decided to, take the mick and hit it exactly to where the point field had been for 4.
I'll tell you what, I'd love to be Joe Denley at the moment, wouldn't you? In a T20 game, just watching this, not having to do anything.
Imagine we had a crowd in, a big crowd on a hot day. They'd have been treated to something absolutely special here.
In comes Crane to Crawley on 98. They swept away onto the onside. That's 4 runs. Well batted, Zach Crawley. That is a fantastic knock. 102 off 48 deliveries. Helmet off, raise your bat. That is a fantastic knock.
Yeah, that's up there with one of the best T20 innings I've ever seen. And I think a lot of players on that pitch as well will say that's one of the best they've seen. It's been controlled. He's played proper cricket shots. And he's made it very, very easy.
And just 35 runs required now for Kent as Crane bowls again. Turned away into the onside. Get your 100. Get off strike. He moves to 103. 149 for 1.
Exceptional. I mean, if you're a Kent player or coach Matt Walker, he'd be over the moon with Zak Crawley. I think the maturity showed as well. I think he's only around 22 years of age. To play like he's played and how sensible he's been and the risks that he's taken, it's been amazing.
Crane to Denley advances. He's gone over the extra cover region. He hasn't got all of it, so Tom Alsop will come round and do the fielding, but they pick up 2. And I also think it's just a team out of form. Out of form.
Your call is recorded for training purposes. We will connect you shortly to the next
Out of form.
Your call is recorded for training purposes. We will connect you shortly to the next
Out of form.
संजीविया शुक्ला से बात करना यार संजीविया शुक्ला से बात करना हेलो
out of form
संजीविया शुक्ला से बात करना जी भाई संजीविया शुक्ला से बात करना संजीविया शुक्ला से बात करना
with Zak Crawley batting as it is, they could be chasing 300, couldn't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Chris Wood back into the attack then.
Hampshire
Legend could do. That's an outside edge from
Denley,
come through for a single. Chris Wood, I always find loves to come in when there's a battle. He likes a battle. He likes to make something happen. You have to do extremely well here. As to
He always bowls the tough overs, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Always in the power play, always at the end. So it's not an easy job to do at all.
experienced white ball cricketer now as he bowls to Crawley. That's wide outside the off stump. That's dinked down to third man. They will come back for 2 here. As Fuller throws at the bowler's end. 2 runs to Zak Crawley. He now moves to 105 off just 50 deliveries, I hate to say.
I wouldn't say we've been very smart to that long boundaries of fielding group, have we? I mean, the state of the game now that, you know, 2s, we need to get wickets, so it's worth coming in an extra 5 yards. And if they hit it past you, so be it. But you've got to stop those 2s there.
Yeah, Crawley's certainly playing with him as Wood bowls again to Crawley. Oh, he's gone for that dink down to beat that third man. It's a rare dot ball.
Yes, yeah. Would have been better if it was a wicket, wouldn't it?
159 for 124 now needed for Kent here at the Ageas Bowl.
What a day as well. 27 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. An absolute fantastic show put on from Zak Crawley so far.
In comes Wood to Crawley, and that's outside the off stump, full Yorker length, and they just come through for a single while bowled Chris Wood.
Would you have done anything different with Hampshire's team today? Or would you have left it?
I potentially would have liked to have seen the leg spinner Calvin come in again, just because as you hear, I think 2 spinners are important, and we saw what their spinners did. They were the pick of the bowlers, but obviously he's young, quite inexperienced, so it's a risk.
Yeah.
Sorry, your voice is cutting
as
down.
Wood comes into Denley, that's hits hard out through the offside. The man does very well there to cut that off. That's Ryan Stevenson. And they come back for a couple. Denley moves to 38. Now, the one man to go for Kent was Daniel Bell-Drummond for 12 early off the bowling of Ian Holland. 162 for 1. Chris Wood bowling.
What do you think Chris Wood's thinking now?
Could be a hero. In comes Wood to Denley. That's hit down the ground. That's hit hard. There is a man out here. James Vince takes the catch. And Denley is dismissed for 38 off 28 deliveries. 162 for 2. Maybe too little too late here for Hampshire.
Yeah, I mean, it's a decent ball, isn't it, Chris Wood? He's sort of trying to bowl to his field, going wide Yorkers, and he's got it far enough under the bat there, and Denley couldn't quite get enough elevation on it, and James Vince took a good catch on the boundary at mid-off.
Yeah, certainly Wood always picks up the wickets at the right time, but I don't think there is a right time now, is there?
No, there's not at the minute. I think this game's well and truly gone for Hampshire.
So the incoming batsman for Kent is Heino Kuhn.
He's been a good player for Kent over the couple of years that he's been at the club. He's a South African. I think he's on a coal pack deal, I think. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next year.
I will leave you with some words from Liam Dawson, and Kevin James will join you.
If you're just switching on, it's been an absolute masterclass from Zach Crawley today. He's on 106 from 52 balls. He's been a class above, and Hampshire, they've got a good score on the board, but Kent are cruising at the minute. They're 162 for 2. I think James Vince is turning to Mason Crane for one last throw of the dice. He's actually currently bowled 3 overs, none for 39. So he ideally needs a couple of wickets to sort those figures out. As we welcome back Kevin James.
Thanks, Liam. I know you're going to disappear in a moment. I think Ben will just be over you for a minute or so. But, we've been treated to an absolute show this afternoon. Heino Kuhn trying to work that away on the offside, gets a bottom edge, goes into the ground. And there is no run. I have to say, and I guess we all thought it was a pretty decent total, but Kent are going to chase this down fairly easy, if
you swap it round, if Hampshire were chasing that, you'd have been very hard.
Certainly. Here's Crane again. There's a reverse sweep there from Kuhn. It's gone very fine.
That's 4, isn't it?
And that's going to go all the way, just about. It does. Ian Holland diving on the 45. Couldn't quite get there with his fingertips, and Kuhn's coming to the party here now. He's on 4, 166 for 2. Kent needs 17.
Got the teapot for Mason Crane, hands on his hips, saying, "What are you doing? Why did you not field that?" He's actually, he's gone for 43 runs, but they've played some unbelievable shots of him. You've just got to accept that as a bowler sometimes.
Yeah, you do. I'm not sure he's the accepting type, though, unfortunately, as it's 166 for 2. Well, there's no reason why he should be, is there? That's a turn to mid-wicket fielded by Sam at northeast.
The big difference is Kent, they've put a lot of pressure on Hampshire's bowlers from ball 1 when they've come in, haven't they? I mean, they've played unbelievably well.
Fantastically well. Crawley, 106 off 52, unbelievable stuff. Cruz smashes that through extra cover for 4 runs. Well, he hasn't wasted much time. Down the wicket to Crane. Cross-batted front foot shot past James Vince at extra cover.
It's an unbelievable shot, isn't it?
Yeah, looks like he's got a train to catch as well.
He's come in and Kent have really showed, from that first over the power play, they went for 10 off Chris. Was it Ashine Afridi? They've really set their stall out to win this game easily.
It's been good to watch, actually. It doesn't matter who you support. There's a lovely sweep shot, but it's going out very quickly. In fact, it's only palmed away by Chris Wood. They come back for 2. Very quick to realise that Wood didn't pick that up cleanly, and Kuhn, who's probably about as aware as anybody out there in the middle of what's going on.
This is from a player's point of view. This is so frustrating to watch.
11 needed as Crane comes in again, and Kuhn cuts that away hard to point. Tom Alsop on the cover boundary comes round to his left on his good side where he throws and keeps that down to a single, and Spitfires are 173 for 2 here, needing just 10. We've got 4 overs to go, and really they've made absolute mincemeat of this Hampshire total, which we did think was a pretty decent one. In fact, Dave Allen, Hampshire's honorary archivist, tweeted me earlier at Solent Sport, and I missed it. Apologies, Dave, but it's Hampshire's second highest total against Kent here.
Is it really? Yeah,
197 Hampshire got in 2008 here.
Just shows, doesn't it? I mean, the difference in the two sides. Why Kent are challenging to qualify and why Hampshire are out of this competition. Kent have played with full of confidence with their batting. Hampshire haven't been at their best at all with the ball here.
Certainly haven't. So 173. Ben's ready to come in if you want to take a break, Liam. Thank you very much. Liam Dawson, great. I know many people there's other tweets here that said it's been great listening to you once more. So thank you, Liam. He's been doing his exercises in between his commentary stints as well, so have no fear. He's doing everything that's required of him to get back. But it won't be till next season. Ben Watts from BBC Radio Kent back with us. You should take up commentary, actually, Ben, with Kent close to finishing this game, if you want to.
Stevenson to Heino Kuhn. Just glides this one down towards third man for a single. Just listening to both Emily and Liam on commentary there, just hearing from those two the admiration and the almost disbelief at the quality of the innings Zach Crawley has played. Joe Denley, the perfect foil, out for 38. Rare for him to be at the crease for Kent, not having to be the aggressor. He's just had the best seat in the house from the non-striker's end to watch what has been an absolute masterclass from Zach Crawley back on this ground, which I'm sure he'll be putting at the top of his favourites list. Full toss, driven hard down the ground for a single by Crawley after that 267 for England here against Pakistan. He's now 107 off 53. Strike rate of over 200. 14 fours, couple of sixes. All the shots.
Oh. I think there would never be a better time, actually, to ask Zach Crawley to play here permanently. I think he should become a Hampshire player. He obviously loves this ground.
If I was the chairman, I'd be having a word with his agent, saying, when's he out of contract, when might he want to come, how much does he want? Full delivery, driven up towards mid-on for a single, or long-on rather, for a single by Heineken.
Paul Doughton, if we're listening, we're only joking, of course.
You're not having him. Yeah, the Bromley-born batsman wasn't really the standout player coming through the age groups at Kent, but just when he was starting to come onto the staff, Sam Billing said, this young lad's got something. Rob Key pretty much quickly jumped on the bandwagon as well. He's chucked a lot of balls at him in the nets over the years, I think, as Crawley glides this one down towards deepish point for a single. Those two are very much chairman and president of the Zach Crawley Appreciation Society. I just do the membership, so I'm the secretary. Self-appointed secretary. Get in touch with me. Drop me a DM if you want to join. Stevenson bowls. Kuhn drives for 4 runs. Glorious stroke from Heino Kuhn, who's come in, and as he so often loves to do, tries to hit those early boundaries. The reverse sweep, cover drive here off that half volley from Stevenson. With the ball remaining in the 17th over, Kent's now 181 for 2. Just need a couple of runs to win.
Unbelievable. I can't believe how easy it's looked. You know, that total would have put a lot of sides under pressure. Not Kent.
Stevenson, Ian and bowling. Kuhn just nudges this into the onside. He's going to scamper through for a quick single. The scores are level after 17 overs. Hampshire 182 for 6 earlier on, and by all accounts we thought that was above par.
Yeah, definitely.
And Kent have reached that score with 3 overs to go.
It's been a good wicket, there's no doubt about it. Good wicket for both sides, not just because Crawley smashed it around. I mean, he's in a good nick anyway, but it's been a good wicket to produce runs. Slightly short boundary one side, which has helped things along at times, but I have to say, I mean, this Kent batting order with Crawley in it looks a serious batting order. Without it still looked pretty decent, but I can't believe how easy they've made this look. Really easy. I mean, it's very, you know, I know it's been mentioned about the body language and that sort of thing, and it's not great, but when you're being smashed around and pummeled like this, it is easy to get down. It is very easy, and you need something just to give you a lift. And Crawley has not given them an inch, not even half an inch, not even a speck.
Ian and bowling. Heino Kuhn cuts this away to backward point. There is the victory for the Kent Spitfires here at the Ageas Bowl. They reached their target with 2.5 overs to spare. Kuhn 19 not out in the end, but it was all about one man really, the run chase here in the Southampton sunshine. Zach Crawley 108 not out from just 54 balls. His efforts took the stuffing out of Hampshire and have seen Kent over the line to victory, and with things continuing to proceed between Sussex and Essex, the county ground could well be Kent going back to the top of the South Group table tonight.
Thank you very much, Ben. We will continue on the live stream for a few more minutes in the chat with Liam Dawson and Emily Windsor, just dissecting parts of the game. And if you want to stay with us for a few minutes on the BBC Sports online website, you're more than welcome, of course. But listeners on BBC Radio 5 Live Sports Extra, I'm going to hand you back to Kevin Howes as Zach Crawley, for the second time in around about a week, gets a huge round of applause from the Hampshire players, and I don't know, I wouldn't say begrudgingly, because it has been entertaining, and I think even if you're on the receiving end of that, I think you would have to agree that's a high quality innings from a man You have to say, Emily Windsor looks every inch an England player.
Yeah, he certainly does. Every time the ball hit the bat, it just sounded different, and he was absolutely outstanding today. I think that's genuinely one of the best innings I've watched in a T20 Blast game. And obviously, I've watched a fair few now, and I'm just so grateful that I could be here to watch it. Imagine that with the crowd in. The crowd would have been in for a treat.
Liam, I know you're getting frustrated a bit, watching him, but I mean, from a professional cricketer's point of view, you've got to stand back and admire that, haven't you?
Yeah, it was unbelievable, wasn't it? I mean, he played some fantastic shots. I think the way that he played Mason Crane was exceptional. We didn't even bowl badly to him, but the way he decided to sweep